Sentinels crashed out of Champions Paris in an embarrassing last place. After what seemed to be a strong year, why did Sentinels look so bad? We're going to break down one of the most embarrassing halves of Valorant that I've ever seen, and I'm going to expose Sentinels' major weakness, which will have you thinking, are Sentinels frauds? The first clue to that performance lies in Sentinels' match history for this year. Going all the way back to kickoff, these are the only teams SEN have beaten. Their only notable victory is against G2, but G2 and SEN have played each other 5 times this year, and SEN have a 1-4 record against G2. 2-4 if you count the game with Baby Bay. When they get on the big stage, the only teams they've been able to beat are CN teams, which has been shown to be the weakest region, with all 4 CN teams being knocked out in groups this year at Champs. But why is this the case? Well, I'll show you why, and it all starts with round 4 versus GiantX on Sunset. SEN's on a broken buy on round 4. They buy 4 Stingers and a Phantom. Zekken has the Phantom, and of course he wants to go fast. He's on Neon. He's got the zoomies. So Sentinels want to do a util dump for Zekken, who can sprint up A main and try and catch out any of the GX defenders. Then they can pick up a gun and snowball around. But GX shut this down with a simple recon dart. No one from SEN shoots it, and Zekken dies from elbow.
No, he really did. He just sort of stood up. Grabinho, wow, they're having problems standing on their feet right now, Sentinels. Cut down aggressively. Grabinho's able to push up here and flick.
SEN get absolutely shut down, leaving Zelsis in a 1v3. And let me give you, dear audience member, a guess as to why trying to force A might be a bad idea versus GiantX's comp. Fault line, paranoia, relay bolt, recon dart, just to name a few. This would have been the first clue for most teams that, this is quite difficult versus this comp, which SEN should have known going into the match because they're running the same fucking comp. I'm calm. I'm calm. Maybe this round will make me feel better. SEN open with mid control in a 1-4-0, which is a reasonable adjustment. This makes sense. But there's a major problem with the way Sentinels take mid control. SEN smoke top mid, then use Haunt to clear it to break the garage door. John applies some very light pressure in B main while this is happening, and it looks like we're on for a B split or market push. Robinho rotates over to B, but it's all a fake from Sentinels. They give that space back, but they never actually force GX out of market. And for GX, this is the only threat right now. They have Ara on a forward offline on A, and they have Westside Cypher Cam in B main for forward info. So either way, by holding onto market, they're going to have a good response time to either side of the map, which is due to Sentinel's major flaw. Sentinels are using this smoke for top mid. And I know what you're thinking, it all looks pretty standard, but it's actually costing them dearly. If you're struggling to take mains on Sunset, the answer to alleviate that pressure is through top mid. So this smoke that SEN uses actually helps GX rotate quickly around the map. Instead, they need to be smoking to the side of top mid so they can cut GiantX's rotations and create a threat deep into the map. GiantX's standard setup is to fight for A control with Sova and Breach, setting up Grabinho or Ara on the deep A line. Once GX has established control of A main, they pull back to pawn shop where they can hold top mid. By holding from pawn shop like this, they can cover the Boba entrance from top mid, which means west side on Cypher can fully focus on defending the market door, whilst also being able to stun or recon for the A main refight. GiantX's whole structure would fall apart if Sentinels just smoked like this. This single smoke would create pressure into Boba, which would alleviate market and B main, and also A main by proxy. If GiantX are forced to respect this as a real threat, they can't invest so heavily into main control. Back to the round. John realizes he needs to break the Cypher Cam, or at least he realizes he needs to pressure B main to help sell the B fake. But before he can even break it, Narrate is prowling and Zekken's already run onto the A main line.
Playing his parts of the map. They avoided him entirely.
If I'm GiantX right now, I'm literally thinking,
what the f are we doing, boys?
These guys are all over the place and not in a good way.
I took a bite of the baguette and it just like it's like this weird sour taste in my mouth.
They force Ara off the deep line, but he does a great job to get back on this elbow line, and he can confirm to his team that no one for SEN is pushing A. Flickless single-handedly stopped this push with a single fault line. It shuts down SEN's momentum, and SEN chicken out.
Oh no!
For that, in combination with the fact that John pressured and took control of B main, means that GiantX is super sus of a pivot back towards B, and because SEN left no insert or have no lurk, they have no map control, so they have to go quite slowly to re-clear things, and by the time they go back through mid, GX are way ahead of them, and Cloud and Flickless clean them up from top mid.
They do have the option, of course, to try and play top mid, pull a rotation through, and all just get gunned down apparently by GX.
Now in a 3v5 with no map control, SEN has to save. It's okay, Sen fans. Sen can build on this. They can figure out simple macro plans to win a round, right?
What?
Well, that's what happens in round 6. A glimmer of hope. Sen opens with a mid default, but wait, it's a little bit different this time. Whilst they still control mid, now they're pressuring A. A dual action attack? There's no way. Where has this been all game for Sen? Zelsus uses stun and Narrate uses Prowler to clear the early angle, but they don't manage to push Ara off of the line that he's holding. And then Sen freezes up for a bit. They don't know what to do. They didn't really get to bait out anything or get any info on A. And John has B main. He uses his camera here to get extra info. And so Narrate and Bang, they start leaving it. No, guys, what are you doing? Go back. But Grabinho smokes B main, and now John knows what he wants to do. He wants to call a B fake into A. So they send Zekken into market, but this is what GX are expecting because this is where Sen is pressured. Zekken goes down before he can even get into market, but he still manages to complete his mission because he makes Ara rotate off the line that he was holding. But because of Sen's indecision, Ara manages to get back into elbow on this line. He dodges the Prowler and then picks off Bang.
Not spotted out. Dangerous there, very dangerous, but Bang goes for a diligent little shoulder peek. Ara, those asking for more, and there's no opportunity.
At least Sen had better macro this round, which means Zelsus is in a threatening position top mid.
Seconds left in the round. Sentinels accelerating here.
And even though this was technically a 3v4 for Sentinels, in practice, because of their macro, it was a neutral situation where they got a 2v2, a 1v1, and a 2v1. Oh gosh, I'm bloody excited to see how this game evolves, he said sarcastically, setting up the rest of the video. Kaplan is not happy and wants a timeout, which was a choice. Right as Sen start to figure out the formula, GX get time to adjust. They've got 3 ults coming out of this timeout, and they go for this sick aggro play.
From GX, when they have a Hunter's Fury, they often like to send it into spawn just like this. R will push down Grabinho through mid.
Sen lose any kind of map control, including losing the spike in A lobby. This is such a rookie mistake. They've just had a timeout. They can see that Breach and Sova have ult available. You don't think that GX might go for an aggro play here? You have to at least account for the possibility. Ay. And if you're enjoying the content, please hit subscribe and like the video. Sen starts strong towards A, again, in a 0-1-4.
Deja Vu.
Zekken walls up main, but immediately has to bail because no one can shoot Cloud's dart. Robinho uses Paranoia to push him further back, and now Sen have to reset. At least it's a slight improvement from their last eco where Zekken just ran up and died. And Zelsus still has fault line, so he rips it down A lane, stunning Cloud, but Flickless has his own charged up, ready to counter. Grabinho swings and Narrate is down. It's been less than 15 seconds into the round, and GX has shut down not 1, but 2 Sen pushes completely. And Sen keep putting all their eggs in the A main basket, so they have no map control.
Deja Vu.
Do they just expect GiantX to let them stroll into A for free? Then they do that thing where they sit around bottom mid again doing nothing. They apply literally no pressure to B, so Ara is posted up on the deep B main line. But then Sen have a genius idea. Are you ready to have your mind blown by the strategic genius of Sense? Oh, they're re-hitting A. Well, I'm sure this will go swimmingly. Sen try and funnel themselves out of elbow, but all of GX are here now. Ara gets on the line just before the smoke and manages to kill Zelsus. But Sen trades him out and spams Flickless through the smoke. It's now down to a 2v2.
Realizes Flickless is there for the taking, and Bang maybe doesn't know the lay of the land before he...
Okay, so let me get this straight. So far this game, Sen has gone A on round 1 and lost. Tried to go A on round 2, pivoted to B and won. Round 3 got destroyed by a couple of sheriffs. Round 4 tried to go A. Round 5 tried to go A. Round 6... actually created a mid threat, went A and won off the back of the mid threat. Round 7 got destroyed before they could even go A. Round 8 tried to go A, not once, not twice, but thrice. I bet half of you just learnt a new word. It just means 3 times. It's more efficient, but like not when you have to explain it, all right? If I use it again, I'm not explaining it. If Sen tried to go A again in round 9, they'd have to be insane if they weren't already diagnosed clinically insane. And GX are thinking the same thing. So what do? They go for an aggro play outside mid and B, catching Sen off guard again.
Much improved on Santa. They're going to thrust down mid again. They're going for an R and tears that to shreds. Sentinels barely get out of bed before getting clotheslined.
This is one of the sickest aggro plays I've seen. It's so well designed. They want to isolate the B and bottom mid players, so they smoke off tiles. Ara goes running out. He stuns tiles to stop anyone from swinging through the smoke. Flickless stuns all of bottom B. Robinho uses Paranoia for the B push. Cloud uses this lineup to get his recon dart into the B main window, so it scans both B main and bottom mid. And it's like taking candy from a baby as Ara runs down mid and finds Narrate and Bang served up to him on a silver platter. And it's another round over for SEN before it even begins. It's looking rough right now for SEN. They look lost. They look like they don't know what to do. Luckily, Kaplan is here to save the day with a clutch timeout. What things could we change up? Defaulting and pressure towards B. Opening up top mid. Oh, we're just going to throw 5 at A again? Really, man? Like, is this what we've come to? This is out of a fucking timeout. Have SEN's coaches been watching the game, or have they been on TikTok the whole time? Where's Sean Garris? I need to make a match-fixing allegation. Any guesses for what's going to happen in round 10? Big hint, look at any of the previous rounds in this video. Neon Wall, Sova Recon, Breach Counter Stun. Now, they make the right call and realize that they need to take more of A before they can do anything else. Otherwise, GX is just going to re-clear with Sova Drone and Grabinho is going to step back onto the early line, which means GX can begin their protocol of rotating Cloud and Flickless to top mid, which is exactly what cost Sentinels round 5. So it's vitally important that SEN does actually get elbow control out of this. The problem is they have literally no backup plan. So if GiantX start strong A, Sentinels just lose the round by default. Because not only do they go all in with numbers, they go all in with util as well. Narrate uses a second Prowler, Grabinho smokes off elbow, and Narrate seizes? Narrate's all out of util, and we're not even on site. And literally all 5 members of Sentinels have shown util on A. GiantX respond appropriately to this by sprinting flank. Both Ara and Westside take full control of the map. Ara sprints into Sentinel spawn. And well, don't we find ourselves in a similar situation again? Sentinels have no map control and no choice other than to just go A.
Full trust in the rest of GX to lock this A side of the map down, but it's where push comes to shove. Zekin gets onto the side behind the box, but the aftershock came through. Now Ara decides to get a little active, catches Zelsis out. Timing certainly works in his favor.
Yeah, getting flawless out of a timeout isn't really a good look. Now SEN find themselves on another broken buy in round 11, and they have the crazy idea to do something different. They decide to push top mid through to B, and if you've been paying attention to the minimap this whole half or listening to me speak, you would have noticed the glaring hole in GX's defense. They haven't had to cover it because SEN hasn't figured it out yet. Every time they start strong A to contest it, top mid is open. Breach and Sova are always trying to cover A side from pawn shop. Let's see if SEN can exploit this gap. Zekin sprints past Cloud and Flickless straight into Boba, and they're pressuring B side with a 3-pronged attack. Westside and Ara are completely surrounded and have nowhere safe to play.
They know, yep, Prowler confirms. Westside in the corner and only gets his one. Stinger goes to work for John. And a Nightfall now to catch the players rotate in. 2 pings at Boba. Tells the whole story for Sentinels.
Sentinels get themselves into a 4v3 post-plant situation, and Narrate and Bang have both upgraded to rifles. But oh no, what's this?
Tells the whole story for Sentinels.
This is a pace adjustment.
Narrate puts the rifle to good use and is able to trade out John. 3v2 now, and both Cloud and Flickless were tagged by Narrate's ult earlier. SEN just need to play with each other and make sure that they trade. There's still hope to salvage an 8-4 half.
He'd love now to show some bite with the bark wide. Nice swing. And second down. Narrate steps up, and Cloud might just be him right now.
Or they could just take 3 1v1s. Is this nearly over? Ah! SEN did manage to find the gap. Sure, they lost the round, but it wasn't eco, and they got themselves into a 3v2. Now that they know that this can work, they can use it to adjust their strategy. The 9-3 curse is still on the cards. SEN fans, there is hope. Ah, did I get ya? Did I have you for a second? What made you think that SEN wasn't just gonna sit bottom mid, not influence the map at all, then group and try and force A? What made you think they weren't gonna do that? Come on now. Come on, let's watch this through once more for old time's sake.
Flickless has maneuvered his way into the site, ready to throw out some util,
we go.
but SEN are ahead of it.
All right, gets the jump on him there. It's going to be a relay bolt. Narrate just stuck to the ground, transfixed. Watches the sword fall.
There was 2 times this half that SEN actually did something with their mid pressure and went through top mid. One of those rounds they won. The other round got them into a winning position that they then squandered. The rest of their game plan, from what I can tell, literally consisted of do nothing, then hope we can get through A. That's not good enough for VCT. And if SEN want to be serious contenders for championships, they've got to fix this issue. If you enjoyed this video, you might like our previous VCT breakdown. Otherwise, have a great day and we'll see you next time.